I know it's a God in heaven. It may not be what you want to hear, but you gotta get the truth. And I am glad it could have lingered on and kept going, and her body just left. And there were days where I had to still figure it out. But I'm glad that whatever happened, that they were still able to find my baby. I just want justice. How is it that they allowed this man to work here, knowing that he even has a warrant in Alabama as we speak? How can you allow that? I feel tortured.
Let's talk about real life issues, love and relationships. Let's have a good time with the missus. Let's talk about celebrities. Let's talk about caring events. Let's talk about things you don't see on regular TV. So join in on PGT Time. PGT Time. Tune in on PGT Time. PGT Time. Come join us on PGT Time. PGT Time. Join us on PGT Time. PGT Time. Yeah.
In order for y'all to do what God is calling y'all to do, to take y'all platform to where it's a plateau and it can go to levels that you never seen, they'll best believe it's gonna come with devils.
You know what I'm saying? Every time I speak, I want to shiver. You know, I don't want them to be like they know what I'm gonna say because it's polite. But I know if I keep talking about how dirty it is out here, somebody gonna clean it up.
Warning. Federal law allows citizens to reproduce, distribute, or exhibit portions of copyrighted motion pictures, videotapes, or video discs under certain circumstances without authorization of the copyright holder. This is called fair use and is allowed for purposes of criticism, news reporting, teaching, and parody, which doesn't infringe of copyright under 17 U.S.C. 107.
Hey, it's your girl, the missus with the kisses, baby. What's goody, everybody? What's goody in your city? Baby, it's good over here on my block. It's good over here on my block. We good. We ain't had no shootouts, nothing like that on my block. So we pretty good over here. I hope y'all good on y'all end just as well. Now, I see Mama Peaches in the building. Hey, boo. What's going on, Mama's Peach? Now, let's see what's going on Jason's block, baby. Jason's block.
What I know, it was good. It was good.
I'm sure it's pretty good over there.
Man, you know what I'm saying? Suburbs is life. Is nice. Is life and out here.
It's life.
It's life and yeah, I mean, but no, what up though, everybody? Appreciate y'all pulling up. Make sure y'all hit that like button, hit that double tap those screens wherever you are. But you already know the vibes, man. Let me get into it real quick. Yo, please make sure that if you're over on YouTube, you don't forget to subscribe. If you guys don't know, we dropped some literature on your head. We'll be talking about that real soon, man. Exactly what we'll be doing here on PGT Time. But not only that, make sure that you're subscribed over there on YouTube and go get the Roku app. Those are the two most important things y'all need to do tonight. You dig? So Roku app, YouTube, make sure that you're following on both of those. Now, if you want to find it, it's PGT Time. That's time spelled with a Y, TYME. You'll be able to see all the shows, everything that is popping off here on PGT Time Network. Now, one thing I do want to tell you is this. Go ahead and hit that follow button. Gotta make sure they know that.
You heard them.
And also make sure you share the live. Share it out to people. Let them know what we're doing here tonight. We got a good show tonight. We'll be talking about some amazing conversations with, you know, so you see young Jeezy and Nia Long. They did their thing. Foofta. Yeah, I mean, they did their thing. They did their thing. Lastly, it is the month of November, man, and are we should still be accepting letters for families to receive a special prize from PGT Time and Demissus herself in the surrounding areas of Atlanta. So if you guys have a family that you want to give this amazing gift to, send in a letter nominating them for the gift of November. And before the month's up, man, we only 8 days in, so make sure that you do get those sent in ASAP Rocky, and then we can go ahead and pick a family and get them something that is amazing. You see what it looked like right here in front of us. So that's the thing. Make sure you send those letters in. You dig?
All right, Jason on it. Jason on it.
Oh, so much. But no, so one thing I want to let y'all go, hey man, this is big news right now. Big news is January 1st. What we doing?
Going straight to YouTube. You caught me off guard. Yeah,
I was like, you got that look.
I don't know. Yes, we are going straight to YouTube, baby.
That's right.
YouTube and Roku TV only on January the 1st, and from that day forward. A lot of people is wondering why, and I don't mind telling you why. You know, I don't mind at all. It is kind of crazy for me to leave Facebook for the simple fact that is where I get most of my views at, is on Facebook. But I have always wanted to be on YouTube. I've always wanted to be considered a YouTuber, but I've changed it to cultural commentator, baby. That's what I am. Because we for the culture. That's why.
For the culture.
We for the culture. You know, we for other folks' culture too. If y'all ever want to come on PGT Time, we for y'all culture too. But if we ain't got no guests, baby, we for our culture. Okay. But yeah, so I always wanted to be over there on YouTube. YouTube is where the paper's at, just as well, the bread, all that. You can get it on Facebook just as well, but you can expand more on YouTube, TikTok, and Roku TV. So I'm like, okay, let's go ahead and do it. I've tried this once before. I did it for 2 weeks, and I was like, no, I can't do it. I miss everybody over there on Facebook. It ain't happening this time.
No.
It ain't happening this time. The struggle is going to be real, probably, and I'm going to keep it going. Okay.
Nope, it won't be.
Eventually, it will build. Go ahead. What you say, Jason?
I said it won't be. Look, BG's over there. Giuseppe's already over there. We got to get Mama Peach over there. Mama Peach be on Roku, so we ain't even worried about that one.
Well, Mama Peach, she on YouTube too. She on YouTube too. Yeah, because when she's watching on Roku TV, she also has her YouTube on so that she could comment in the chat. So a lot of people didn't know that. If you watch on Roku TV, no, you cannot comment from Roku TV. But if you turn your phone onto YouTube, turn your volume down, and just watch us on Roku TV, you'll be able to chat at any given time, and we'll still be able to see it and post it up on the screen. But again, I really hope and I pray that you all follow me. Like I told y'all on the post, if you rocking with me, come holler at me. But if you ain't rocking with me, roll on, baby. Roll on. You know, because one thing I do know is that what I'm doing is something that God has ordained for us to do, baby. Okay?
Ordained.
Yes.
Hey, that's the abundance of.
We ain't out here doing no devilish stuff. We doing what the Lord told us to do. Shout out to God. Shout out to God. Another round of applause for the Lord.
Amen. Amen.
And also donations. Donations are so needed for PGT Time. Not for Tennille, not for the missus, not for Miss Peachy, but for PGT Time. For our families, for the victims' families. I mean, for everybody. You know, domestic violence, women, all of that. We trying to help pay some bills, help kids with Christmas. You know what I'm saying? And I do have something special that I want to do for Christmas. I'm gonna announce that on Monday. And Jason, I think it's gonna be something good and it's different. I don't think I've
We
ever
like
seen
different.
anybody do this before.
We like different.
We like different. And I mean, when I tell y'all I be all on social media, I have not seen not one platform do what I'm trying to do for Christmas. So
Let's go.
it'll be going down on Monday. I'll let y'all know. All right, y'all. Let's go ahead and get the cracking. Y'all know we talking about JEEZY tonight. We talking about JEEZY. We talking about the Walmart fight. We talking about the tragedy at Chase ATM machine. We talking about the maintenance man, baby. We talking about the maintenance man tonight. We also talking about G-Rap. Who's G-Rap? Grand Rapids. Grand Rapids, we on y'all ass tonight. Explicit language and also allegedly. When I heard this story about Grand Rapids, I instantly thought about the story in Detroit with the 3 guys that they found inside of the apartment building. And they had the rats at the bottom. Y'all remember that? It was 3 guys.
The artists, those 3 artists?
Yes. They was in prison. They got out of prison, all that. Marley Whoop. And we actually had Marley Whoop's mother on the show just as well. Shout out to Peaches and but yeah, Grand Rapids. And it shocked me, Jason, because me and Pookie stayed in Grand Rapids for 2 years. And when I saw this, I was just stunned. I don't know if y'all heard about it or not, but shout out to Grand Rapids because we on your ass tonight. I ain't like it. We also talking about a young lady that it took 3 years for her to get arrested for beating a 2-year-old at school. She was the teacher. And the baby died. And it took 3 years.
I wish.
It took 3 years. And she had the nerves and the audacity to be working at a whole nother school when they came and arrested her. Jesus. And then our last and final story for tonight is 15-year-old. He done got arrested for killing another student at the age of 15.
That's crazy.
It was not an innocent bystander. He was targeted. And the worst part about it, Jason, it happened in front of the victim's mother.
Oh.
Yeah. So we're going to get into a lot tonight. So make sure y'all sit back, relax. If you're watching on anything else besides Roku TV and you sit up there holding your phone like this, get on Roku TV if you have it. Don't waste your hand. You know, you might have to type tomorrow at work. So
you might have to type.
Watch us on TV and lay down and relax. Okay. All right. So, Jason, you ready to get started?
Let's go.
Let's go, y'all. Y'all know I like to entertain y'all a little bit first. I always like to bring the entertainment first, Jason. Then we bring y'all down. Okay. So I want to start out with the Walmart fight. I'm sorry.
I missed this one.
I'm sorry. Now I gotta explain it because y'all gonna be like, "What is going on?" There was a certain part that I had to make it bigger, Jason, in order for us to see it. It's gonna look kind of strange, but I had to make sure y'all able to see this because it was crazy. Here we go.
A mother is facing criminal charges for overreacting inside a Walmart store. Another mother told the woman her children were being too loud, and police say she went on the attack. Channel 2 Gwinnett County Bureau Chief Matt Johnson is live in Duluth, where a child was hurt in this confrontation. Matt, this is surprising.
Yeah, you know, a box of crayons like this, harmless enough until it's being thrown by an adult at a young child just standing there. That's one of the ways Duluth police say this mother overreacted after being told her kids were being too loud. Video from inside the Walmart in Duluth shows a tense confrontation that police say started with a woman complaining about loud children. First, you see a mother in black pick up a large plastic box of crayons and hurl it at the mom in orange. But the box hit her young son in the shoulder and made him cry. When his mother reacts and calls for help, the woman in black backs up while her own 2 kids are in the shopping cart. But then she lunges toward the other mom and hits her in the face. It all started when Duluth police say the mother in orange told the woman in black that her kids were being too loud.
I just avoid it because people are crazy these days.
Shoppers we talked to at the Walmart where it happened on Pleasant Hill Road say confronting parents about their kids can be dangerous.
It depends on how unruly and if they were hurting anybody.
In this case, police say the mother in black, identified as Brittany George, overreacted to a complaint about her kids and ended up in jail. She faces felony child cruelty charges for hitting the boy with the crayon box and simple assault for hitting his mom.
I wouldn't want to attack a child, give him PTSD or add to his trauma.
George drove away before police got there October 26th, but they arrested her Friday after identifying her. I went by George's house to get her side of the story, but she declined. Shoppers we spoke to say this is a reminder you never know how someone may react.
Times have changed. People are different. Parents are different.
Now, police identified that suspect by using the cameras out here and finding her driver tag. The boy and his mother who were attacked were shaken up but didn't have any major injuries. Live in Gwinnett County, Matt Johnson, Channel 2 Action.
That's something that, first and foremost, we got a Duluth, Minnesota. So I was like, oh, shit, this happened in Duluth. But no, that's still down in your area. You know
Yeah,
what I'm
it's
saying?
still in Georgia, baby.
Good old Gwinnett County. You know what I'm saying? We didn't have so many
Yes,
goddamn on things come out of Gwinnett.
Yes. We've covered Gwinnett quite often. Here on
Gwinnett
East Side.
is popping.
It's popping. And Gwinnett is actually considered a Hispanic area, I would like to say.
Okay.
Hispanic area. You know, if anybody that moved to Gwinnett, the first thing they're gonna say, you better go out there with them Hispanics. They ain't gonna say Hispanic.
Like that right there.
Yeah, there's a bunch of them out there. But this story right here bothered me for a few reasons. Number one, just because somebody tell your child too loud, that don't mean you attack them.
Right.
You know, either there's two options. You got two options. Either you tell your child to quiet down, or you tell the person that told you that your kids is too loud, you tell her or him to hell with you and keep it moving. Those are your two options. You don't have no other options. You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
Either you tell your child to be quiet down, or you tell the people to hell with y'all. Now, do I mean actually say the words to hell with y'all? Yes. And
Yes.
and to hell with y'all means ignore them. Okay? So you got two options. Now, throw in the box of crayons. Let's jump to
That's
that.
crazy. That's
Yeah,
crazy.
because there's levels to this shit. explicit language, also allegedly. There's levels to this. Now, you throw the crayon box, and the crayon box hit my child in the shoulder. Let me tell y'all something right now. Hold on, Jason. I got to make a public service announcement. Let me tell y'all something right now. Don't throw nothing at my child. Don't throw nothing at me. I don't have time to call the police. Because my reaction is going to go crazy. Okay? Especially, even if it tapped my child. Don't throw nothing at my child. I just want to make sure I make that public service announcement.
Okay.
All right, Jason, you bet.
Definitely.
Thank you. I know you're almost 8 feet.
You know,
You're almost 8 feet, you know. So a young lady throw a crayon box at your child. What you gonna do?
What? You know what I'm saying? We Jackie Chan out here, man. No, but like you're right. There's only a few options. I see back in the day, like, you know what I'm saying, like for the older generation, and I'm saying the ones that are like 40, 50s area, the lady in the orange could have been like late 30s, early 40s. We in that village type of, you know what I'm saying, that village mode. Like, yo, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, put a ring on, like, not being disrespectful, but like, yo, your kids are being unruly in public. Like, put them in, you know what I mean? Like,
So who are you to tell somebody
a
that? Who
citizen that is up that is unnerved by the sound and the unruliness of your children?
Yes.
Like,
I am not going to walk around telling people, excuse me, your kid's too loud. No.
Hey, you know what? It depends.
I mean, that's grounds of fighting to me.
How though? How, Sway? I can't accept that, Sway. Like, I'm sorry. You ain't got all the answers, Sway. You know what I'm saying? But like it obviously it couldn't have been done in a it probably wasn't done in an appropriate manner. She must have said something to have this person go off the other end. You know what I'm saying? To want to throw crayon boxes. You know what I mean? Like that, like you really had to say something disrespectful to throw crayon boxes. Right?
She
So it's all in a
probably
manner.
told her kids and
Push them
mama
little motherfuckers up.
overheard them. She probably
Hey,
told her kids, act like that if you want to.
But here's the thing, right? It's a double-edged sword, right? Because in the society we in now, right? It's like everybody's been promoted to chief executive officer of mind your business, and people keep it moving. Like I ain't paying no attention to it, this, that, and the other. But on the other hand, you do want to be a part of that village where it's like, yo, I'm like, because you want to say I'm concerned. Are these children acting up because they might not be with the person that they should be with? Are they being loud because of X, Y, and Z? So you want to make sure that there's safety situations, right? I know I'm reaching.
Whatever, Jason. The kids was in Walmart being bad, running around, yelling and screaming. I bet. But I do want to say this. Us as Black people, I'm just going to call it like it is. Us as Black people, we always want to sit there and say, nah, I ain't saying nothing to nobody else's kids. Nah, kids is disrespectful nowadays. I be done hurt somebody's kids. But at the same time, y'all still talking about, oh, it takes a village. It takes a village. It takes a village. Okay, but you don't want nobody saying nothing to your kids. I'm one of those people. I'm sorry. I like to be transparent here on PGT Time. And I hope God changed my heart one day. But these people is crazy. These people is crazy. And y'all gonna see the teacher story later on the show. You know what I'm saying? You can't even trust the teachers.
That part.
You know what I'm saying?
I also think that it's just because a lot of us don't know. Like a lot of us resort to older ways of reprimanding our children. You know what I'm saying? Like no one knows how to really talk to children anymore, or not anymore, but like the new way of doing it. Like what is it called? Gentle parenting.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? So what happens is we all lose touch, and we're all doing something separately. Meaning, like, yeah, don't talk to me about my children. This is my responsibility. Well, if it's your responsibility, have them ring it in while you're in public. That type of thing, right?
You're right.
Don't let them just be unruly, because then if that's the case, you're not doing a good job at being a parent. Look at mine, look at yours. We know we in public. The rules have been set, right? So fix it. But nobody wants to hear that because it's too true. It's too true. It's because you're not doing a good job raising your children.
Exactly. Like our parents used to tell us, before we get into the store, don't act a fool.
Don't act fool. Don't touch nothing. Don't ask for nothing. You just walking, and then don't be in my way or other people's way. Yeah. Which makes that shit even difficult. Like, well, damn, I can't be too far behind. Can't be too far in front. I shouldn't have just came, right?
Just stay at home with Daddy.
Stay at home. You know what I'm saying? So,
but seriously though, that's how I was back then. And these parents probably is telling their kids, don't ask for nothing, don't put your hands on nothing. But one thing they forgetting to tell them probably is, if you put your hands on something, I'm gonna whoop your ass right where we at.
That part. I just don't think it should. Like, I don't think it should have escalated, because I mean, you could see in the video that at one point, you know what I'm saying, the lady in the orange instantly just, you know what I'm saying, started calling the cops. Like, she wasn't even confrontational from what the video shows. Who knows what the words were said, but from the video it's showing like, yo, I'm not even about that. I'm just saying control your children. You know what I'm saying? Why are you? And then now I'm having to protect mine because you threw a box of crayons supposedly at me, but hit my child. Now you got felony charges on children.
On children. She deserves to go to jail. She deserves every bit of it. Every bit of it, lady. Y'all need to learn how to control y'all anger. Look, and I just said I'd be the one to act the fool. But y'all need to learn how to control y'all anger.
You just admitted, I'm sorry, I'm being transparent. I'm an act the fool. Somebody talk to me like, oh shit, Poochie.
Control the anger, y'all. Control the anger in these streets. All right, y'all. We got to talk about JEEZY. We got to talk about JEEZY. I'm about to say Jeannie Mai. No, we is not talking about Jeannie Mai. We're talking about JEEZY and Nia Long. And I don't want to too much stay on this topic too long. There is one thing that I want to play. I don't have it as a clip because I'm sure they will block the video. You know, I mean, it's popping right now. It's popping. You know, so I'm just gonna play a little clip so that you guys can hear it. Okay, so me and Jason gonna mute ourselves, and you'll still be able to see us. No, I'm not gonna mute myself. Here we go.
So you were saying that you feel like we can't connect because we're doing too much time fighting each other.
Absolutely.
Instead of fighting for the relationship.
Or fighting for love and understanding and commitment and compassion. But it starts with men feeling, you know, comfortable enough to be vulnerable and open. And that's a hard thing to ask a man to do because we were not conditioned that way. A lot of us weren't raised that way. It can be considered a sign of weakness in the same way that therapy is considered a sign of weakness. We're talking about your experiences and my experiences. We have more in common than we probably ever thought we did, right? And so to me, that's the thing that makes me feel this sense of urgency to have this conversation with you, but also there's a hopefulness. There's a hopefulness that if we actually each do the work, we can actually come together because there's nothing more important to me than Black people.
Right.
We are the greatness in every room.
Right.
We are the ones who set it off and make it happen. We are the ones that create the culture. We are the artists. We are the artistes. We are the voices that lead the masses. But what has always hurt me to the core is why is there this dismantlement of the Black family? Why isn't it that Black men and Black women can't sit like you and I are sitting in a space and have really open dialogues about things and work through the trauma? Because that's the only way we can really be productive.
You said if it couldn't work, then you would leave.
Yes.
Even if there was a family, even if there was kids involved.
If the other person is not willing to do the deep, hard work, then you stay. And when you stay, to survive.
1000% agree with you.
Or you may not. I think for a woman, it means you have to make yourself smaller to feel like you're fitting into this space with this person who's not ready yet.
Right.
You can still love them, by the way.
Right.
You can still love them. You can still wish them the best. You can still, you might have moments where you want to cuss somebody out. Like that's normal. Like we have feelings and emotions, but you can love people right where they are.
Right.
Because to me, that's really a sign of my own personal growth.
All right, y'all. I really wanted to bring that part up. And the reason why is because of our community. What I got from that, listening to Nia Long, and I'm sure everybody got their own, because this video has been viewed several times. Everybody was waiting on this, even though it was a surprise to us. It was a big surprise that JEEZY decided to go and sit down with a Black woman and have this conversation. I'm gonna say it. So it was a big surprise. But back to the topic at hand. I want to discuss why Black men and Black women that are in a relationship, whether married, I don't even want to say married. Let's start where it begins at, the boyfriend and girlfriend. And a lot of people that's boyfriend and girlfriend have kids together. But they don't make it to the marriage part. Why they don't make it to the marriage part? That's what I want to discuss today. Why is it that Nia Long and JEEZY can sit there and have a full-fledged conversation, which was awesome. Awesome. I had no idea that I was going to listen to the whole thing. I'm going to be honest. But I listened to the whole thing, paused it a couple times and everything. Even hit the rewind button, Jason. You know what I'm saying? But it was so true. If Black women and Black men, and I'm not saying all of us, but if Black women and Black men could sit down and have a full-fledged, decent conversation without screaming, yelling, cussing, belittling each other, then maybe they can make it to that marriage point instead of just giving up and calling it quits. Jason, what you think about that?
I think for the ones that are in question, right? The ones you're asking, because there's a larger group that you might not even think of nowadays that are, effectively doing this and being in a strong Black, relationship that show great signs of success and longevity because they have implemented the things that they were, segueing to. But I think for the ones that are in question, the ones that we speak about that can't or are having difficulty being in those relationships and working through difficulties, don't have the tools or emotional real estate to navigate in those sound spaces. We're a lot of us are quick to act off of emotion. So a lot of things are reactive and not responsive, right? It takes a lot to have the responsibility to respond appropriately without high emotions. It's easier to react to something and then hopefully say I'm sorry, and it kind of clears everything up. And that's why a lot of young people and a lot of Black people are so reactive because they haven't been taught how to respond appropriately and understand that, just because my feelings are hurt by what you said or how you feel, I should make you feel like I feel right now. So I'm gonna say and do whatever I gotta say and do to make you feel what I feel. And if you don't feel what I feel, you don't care about me enough. That means you're not caring enough, right?
Exactly.
Instead of seeing it and being able to say, you know what I'm saying, like I acknowledge your feelings, I acknowledge what you're saying, and then being able to process that and then walk through it with a conversation, with the dialogue that will help the both of you grow at the end of the day. And that's what he's been speaking about the whole like before he could get to where, and he even was speaking the same thing. Before I was able to get here, I had to go and do this, and the stigma of not being able to go to therapy or talk about your emotions or say how you do feel is a stigma that you are weak, right? There's so many women that was like, if a man's sitting here talking about how he feelings, or if she or that person did something to hurt his feelings, and he said, "Hey, yo, that hurt my feelings," stop being weak. Like little boys currently can't go tell their mom, like, "Oh, my feelings hurt. Stop being weak. You got to be a man," blah, 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 blah. Instead of walking through like, "Well, why do you feel like this?" You know what I'm saying? Feelings are feelings, but what's the facts, right? And
Do you think you would be like that if you had a son? I've heard you with your daughters. You're very patient with them.
I would
analyze things with them.
I would. I 100% would. Reason being is because I'm doing the work, right? I am in therapy. I do go through those things and have to navigate through my own feelings because I know how hard it is for me as a 39-year-old to manage my own emotions and having all these years to do it and all these different tools and spaces to go to compared to a 6-year-old boy or girl that don't know nothing. So it's now my duty to teach them what I'm learning as I'm in the process of unlearning all the stuff that I had as a child and through the relationships that I've seen.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. That's good, Jason. That's good. That's good. I like that response. I just feel that a lot of, let's call a spade a spade. A lot of Black men feel like they cannot see their child, come around their child, communicate with their child, unless they have some type of form of communication with the mom. If me and mom is not on good terms, that means we can't communicate.
Mm-hmm.
So since you can't communicate, which is what Jeezy and Nia Long is talking about, why can't you communicate? Since you can't communicate now, everything spirals out of control. Now I can't see my child. Now I gotta go down to the court for the daddies that do care. Now I gotta go down to the court. Now I gotta pay for legitimation. That's here in Georgia. Now you gotta pay for legitimation. Now you gotta try to make sure that you're able to get them when the court tell you that you gotta go get them and pick them up. Then sometimes you can't even go pick them up from their house. You gotta meet at a different spot. So you gotta think about all those things that occur, all because of failed communication. You don't have to be together. You don't have to be in a relationship. You just gotta learn to communicate. Don't continue to be at each other's throat. You know what I'm saying? Like, stop picking and attacking what that person has done. Let's communicate about a resolution. That's the only communication that's needed. How are we going to resolve the issue?
Facts.
Not what you done and what I've done. Because when you do it that way, it never gets nowhere. And we all know that. So I just want to touch on that. The interview was awesome.
It was.
Nia Long did her thing, baby. She did her thing. I had no idea that she was an interviewer like that, but she definitely did her thing. She basically, to me, sounded like a young lady that I could sit back, kick it with.
That part, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, she
made it very personable.
Yes, and she didn't just sit there and interview him and that's it. She even told a little bit about herself. One of the things that I did not know that she mentioned was that she was from South Central LA, I think she said.
That's exactly right.
Yeah, and she dated dope dealers her entire life. Well, not her entire life, but until she became famous. That's how she dated in high school, she said. It was drug dealers. She said that was the thing. And I never would have thought that coming from her. So it just felt good to see her and be able to sit there with JEEZY, because JEEZY for the streets, baby. Y'all know I'm going to say that. But to be able to have a full-fledged conversation with him and be able to be, to relate with some of the things that JEEZY had been through in his past. Y'all, JEEZY went through a whole lot. And he's lucky to be here.
That part.
He is lucky to be here. One of the things that I want to mention too that he said was that he used to wake up every morning and get dressed for just in case he get killed.
That was crazy when I heard that
was
too.
Crazy. I mean, he said he wanted to make sure that he was fly. He was the shit.
Just in case.
Just in case he lost his life. Like, can you imagine waking up every morning? Now, because if he already dressing that way, that means in his head, he's thinking, I might die today. Am I right, Jason?
Yeah. That's stressful, yo. That's real stressful.
Yes. Very, very stressful. Another thing that he mentioned about when he was at the Wiz Khalifa concert, he was performing as well. And after the concert, him and his entourage got arrested. And his peoples said, we got to come get you out. Jesus could have said, okay, to hell with the rest of them, come get me now. But he was like, nah, bro, I can't leave these people in here like this.
That's tough.
I'm going to stay with them. And he said he had to pay $1 million bond for each person. And he ended up paying $10 million. Baby, JEEZY might be for the streets, baby, but I'm telling you now, he knows what he's talking about.
Yeah, he does. Yeah, he does.
He knows what he's talking about. It definitely made me look at things a little different when it comes to this divorce. And he didn't directly speak on the divorce. And when I say directly, he didn't say, yeah, me and Jeannie getting a divorce and me and Jeannie was going through this. Me and Jeannie was going through that. It wasn't like that. You just got to read between the lines. So that's it for our JEEZY and Nia Long piece. Make sure y'all go check out that interview. It's an awesome interview. It really is. And you can catch it on YouTube. So make sure y'all go check it out. And they was looking fly, may I add. Neil was looking gorgeous as always.
As
And
always.
Jezzy was looking flizzy as always. From the streets. Okay.
From
now,
the street.
from the streets. All right, y'all. Let's get into the next clip, y'all. Chase Bank. I know you got my keys. That's the name of this. I know you got my keys. Here we go.
Caught on camera tonight, it is brand new video of the moments leading up to a deadly shooting in Renton. There are a lot of people involved, and police even call it a complex investigation.
So to make things easier, we put a circle around the victim, and here's a closer look at what happened in that video. The video begins with two men walking up to the Chase ATM off Logan Avenue South. It's still dark outside, just after 3 a.m. Saturday morning. The two start to deposit money when a man wearing a dark blue shirt walks up to them. According to Renton police, he believes the pair had stolen his car keys. He grabs the man on the right, demanding that he hand over the keys. The two start to struggle, and that's when you see a fourth man walk towards them. He's the man in the blue t-shirt's father, and he winds up being the victim in this case. Suddenly, the man on the left grabs his son's t-shirt, and the two of them start to struggle. His dad and the other man get into it, and then they walk off screen. Both pairs of men are now struggling and fighting in front of the ATM. You can't see her face, but at this point, a woman wearing a gray sweatshirt comes into frame. She's the victim's daughter and the man in the blue t-shirt's sister. A shot is fired and everyone scrambles. The woman in gray pulls out a gun and also fires a shot. In the chaos, the 54-year-old father was killed, but it's not clear which one of the shots is responsible for his death. And here's the thing. Renton police say the two men at the ATM did not have their keys. They were simply depositing their money after a night out at the casino. Investigators say they found 4 guns between the 5 people involved. They're now doing ballistics tests to try to figure out which gun actually fired the deadly shot.
This has to be the most senseless tragedy that I've seen.
That part.
If this is true, I gotta say that. If this is true, if they really thought that these two boys had their keys, this was ridiculous. Like, this man, grown ass man, got both his kids out here. One of his kids got a gun. I don't know if the other boy had a gun or not, because they said it was 4 out of 5.
That part. I look
So
like that
he
whole
could have
family
had a
had
gun.
it. Right.
The daddy could have had a gun. We don't know all that. But here you go up to these. First of all, don't go to nobody at no ATM machine, y'all. You might get blasted, okay?
Facts.
Especially nowadays. You walk up to me at the ATM machine, I'm going to think you're trying to steal from me. Or you're trying to kill me, one or the other. Let me tell you, I went to the grocery store last night. You know, time changed back. So it's get dark early now. I went to the grocery store. I went to Food Depot. Food Depot. Have you heard of Food Depot?
I heard of Restaurant Depot, but that's completely different.
Okay. Have you heard of Save a Lot?
I heard of Save a Lot.
Okay. That's Food Depot.
Got you.
Food Depot is not a Kroger's. It is not a Walmart. It is like a Save a Lot. Okay? You go in there, you get your stuff, and you go. And you better hope you don't see no bugs up in there. Okay.
Sound like Aldi. Sound like we got that's like Aldi.
Like Aldi's, exactly.
Mm-hmm.
But they got name brand stuff over here at Food Depot.
Nice.
So I'm at Food Depot. And now, have you heard of Publix?
Just because I know y'all.
Okay. Publix is like Chick-fil-A. Like, they are the nicest people ever. If you ever want to go to a nice grocery store where no one's going to make you mad, go to Publix, okay? They're going to walk you out. They're going to put your groceries in the car for you. All that. They don't even want you to put nothing in. You just go sit in your car.
Mm-hmm.
And we'll tap when it's time for you to go. I go to Food Depot, Jason, and I'm putting my stuff in the car, in the trunk of the car. And this boy walks up. And this boy got black gloves on. And Tennille does peachy tea time. So I'm instantly on guard. Shout out to peachy tea time.
Shout out to peachy tea time. It's the awareness.
It's the awareness. And all I saw was them black gloves. And I'm down looking like this, putting the stuff in, getting the bag out the cart. And I see these gloves. And I just look up like this. And I said, you trying to help me? And he said, yes, I work here. I said, oh, you do? He got a black hoodie on. You know what I'm saying? Like, he
All
don't look
that.
like he worked for Food Depot or any other
Right.
depot. You know what I'm saying? It scared the shit out of me. But I said, okay, you go ahead, put stuff in my car. I'm finna go sit in my car. I sat in my car and I locked my doors. That's what I did. And I
Got
let him
to.
put stuff in the car. I had never seen nobody at Food Depot helping you put stuff in the car, you know? But the awareness, you know, this was very, very, very tragic. You know, if they only knew for a fact that these people didn't have their keys, none of this would have happened. You know, they had been drinking? You
Right.
know, it's all that may play a part in this just as well.
I mean, because they were at the casino.
They was at the casino.
They was at the casino. You know what I'm saying? And just misinterpreting things, right? Misunderstanding is key. And then we don't know what caused the fight. You feel me? That's the tough part, right? Once you know more details, you'll be able to decipher. But I think at the end of the day, you know what I mean? It's again going back to just what we just talked about. It's communication. How do we communicate with other people, right? It's the village of, you know, if you're saying something wrong and reckless to me, then I'm feeling defensive and I'm going to defend myself in some sort of manner. You know what I mean? So it's a matter of like, what did that dialogue sound like in order for, you know, that interaction to you know, take it to the height that it went to or level it went to.
I mean, the only conversation that I can think of is that they said, "Nigga, I ain't got your keys. I don't have your keys. What the hell wrong with y'all? Gone somewhere, man. Gone.
Right.
Gone. I don't have your keys." You know what I'm saying? They knew, one of them knew they had something. A tool. You know what I'm saying? So they probably on guard. No, we did not take your keys. Just leave us alone. And then all of a sudden, now you want to fight me. I don't think nobody going to jail. I don't know. But we'll see, because I'm going to make sure I keep up on this story.
Got to.
Now the next story, the maintenance man. Y'all be careful about these maintenance men out there if y'all stay in an apartment complex. Everybody can't be trusted. If you have young girls, teenagers, this young girl was 15 years old, talk to them about the maintenance man. If you are not going to be at home, but your 15-year-old daughter will be there, 16-year-old daughter, 17-year-old daughter, don't tell that maintenance man to come over there. Tell the maintenance man to come when either nobody's there or when parents are there. And that's my awareness for this next story. Here we go.
This homicide of a teenager is the 20th youth homicide so far this year. And based on our records, that is a higher total than any other year since at least 2016. We'll be talking to youth advocates and city leaders throughout this evening to see what they're doing about this tragic statistic. That you'll find on our News at 10 and Newspoint at 11. Tonight, court records are providing new details about what led to the deadly shooting. Meanwhile, the teenage girl on Indy's northeast side this week.
Fox 59's Jezzy Wells explains how police were able to arrest a 34-year-old suspect in that murder. Jesse?
As these signs show, this apartment complex is being recorded at all times, 24/7. According to court records, police used that surveillance system to piece together a minute-by-minute timeline in the case. Just before noon on Wednesday, a woman walking her dog found a teenage girl dead along a tree line behind the Carriage House East Apartments. The victim, Janiyah Carr, died just a few weeks shy of her 16th birthday.
I feel empty. I feel confused. So many emotions to the point that I feel sick.
34-year-old Tevis Walker is now accused of the killing. Police claim at exactly 4:32 on the morning of October 28th, here on Newburgh Drive, cameras showed Carr getting into a Kia registered to Walker. Less than an hour later, at 5:21, this camera on Aristocrat shows the car drive into the grass and turn off its lights at the exact spot where police found Carr's body. 4 minutes later, at 5:25, police claim Walker parked the Kia in this parking lot, then walked into his apartment just a few hundred feet from the scene. Police reports showed Janiyah was officially reported missing on Monday. It turns out The accused killer had recently been hired as a maintenance man for the apartment complex, despite the fact that he had several warrants for his arrest in Georgia and Alabama.
This could have been avoided had they done a thorough background check. He shouldn't have been working here. He has a warrant.
This affidavit claims Walker admitted the victim got into his car, but insisted she eventually got out and returned home. Police did not provide a motive for the killing.
But the torture of thinking what he did to my baby, that's stuck in my head. I can't sleep.
Finally, the suspect is being held without bond, pending the filing of formal charges. Jesse Wells.
Now we got one more clip on this, but I got to say this. How dumb can you be? You know, now it hit different when you the daddy and Taken. Y'all know I love to talk about my movies. When you're strategic with it. You know what I'm saying? You thought about what you gonna do to somebody. And it's all planned and plotted out. You still gonna get caught and go to prison. Except for the dad Taken. But you literally dumped the body in back of your apartment complex. And then drove your car back 100 feet to the building. And on top of that, you the maintenance man, so you know cameras is everywhere. I don't understand. Besides, it wasn't nothing but the grace of God that he, didn't tell this dummy what to do. Nothing but the grace of God. But you hid her body in back of the apartment complex and then walked yourself right on back into the house. Like it was nothing. Like it was nothing.
Yeah, that's the sad part,
Crazy.
Disrespect. My thing is too, just like how you said, it's just like, yo, you obviously know that there's cameras everywhere. You know what the building look like. You should be really informed about all this before taking action. I think something just happened, and now he's just again reacting to said cause and just trying to did it. You know what I mean? Like the most stupid way of not trying to get caught. You do all the things to get caught.
Exactly. Exactly. I have a clip that I'm gonna play on Monday probably with a young lady that was killed on Facebook Live. You couldn't see it, but you can hear it.
Wow.
And when the young man shot her, he panicked. He kept screaming her name, telling her to get up, all of this. But it was purposely done. So we're going to talk about that. I had to get some more information on it, so that's why I didn't bring it tonight. But let's get into this second clip of the maintenance man.
11 police are...
Hold on. Don't y'all think he look like Stevie J? Every time I see him, I'm like, dang, he look just like Stevie J. Here we go.
Police are telling us a man is now under arrest in connection with that deadly shooting of a 15-year-old Indianapolis girl. Now, in the last couple of hours, IMPD has confirmed they took the 34-year-old man into custody one day after discovering her body. Her alleged killer may be off the streets tonight, but her mom is still left with one question. Why? Our Chase Howell breaks down what we know tonight.
A grieving mother searching for answers.
Thank you.
Going door to door to find out who killed her 15-year-old daughter.
20 days later will be her 16th birthday. You took her away from me.
IMPD says they found the body of Janiyah Carr in the woods behind an apartment building near 42nd and North Mithofer Road Wednesday morning. Investigators say she was shot to death.
Why is all I want to know? Why?
Carr's mother, Demetria Boston, says she last spoke to her daughter on Friday night around 11 before reporting her missing on Monday.
Her last call was to me. That was to tell me she loved me. I know it. It's a hard pill to swallow.
Boston tells us there's relief that her daughter has been found. Now she's shifting her focus from where to why.
I know it's a God in heaven. It may not be what you want to hear, but you gotta get the truth. And I am glad it could have lingered on and kept going, and her body just left. And there were days where I had to still figure it out. But I'm glad that whatever happened, that they were still able to find my baby. I just want justice.
Reporting in Indianapolis, Chase Howell, 13 News.
Hey y'all, it's your girl, the missus with the kisses, baby. Mwah. Thank y'all so much for joining me and Jason tonight. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And if we got a special guest, thank you, special guest. I thank you for coming, sharing your story. But y'all make sure y'all watch us each and every Wednesday, okay? Each and every Wednesday, 9 o'clock p.m. Eastern Time. Where you said? You said where? Roku TV, Facebook, YouTube, and also Twitch, baby. Twitch. Make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel, PGT Time spelled with a Y. And make sure you also follow me on all the other platforms just as well. Thank you so much for joining us each and every Wednesday, 9 o'clock p.m. Eastern Time. Back to the show we go, baby. We going back. Bye. All right, y'all. All right. Thank you all so much for tuning in tonight. Thank you for all the love and the support just as well, baby. But let's get into this next clip. Grand Rapids, we on y'all ass.
People have named all three people, police, I should say, have named all three people who were found dead just hours and blocks from one another in Burton Heights yesterday.
News 8's Byron Tollefson talked with the police chief and has new developments this afternoon. Byron?
Emily and Rick, police found the 2-year-old child of a young man who was killed yesterday wandering around a Burton Heights neighborhood covered in blood. The first 2 of the 3 deaths happened around 11 yesterday morning when officers found the body of 19-year-old Malik Eubanks laying on Melville Street near Francis Avenue Southeast. Soon after, they found his girlfriend, Anaya Rodriguez, dead on Horton Avenue near Melville Street. Her family tells News 8 she had just turned 20. She was a graduate of East Kenwood High School, and she was a happy, loving person. Right after police discovered their bodies, they were told that Eubanks' 2-year-old son was walking in the road a mile away from where his father was found dead.
Likely driving in a car with him because he was covered in blood, likely witnessed his father being killed and was right there when it happened. So an unforgivable act, in my opinion.
That child is now with his mother. While police were investigating those deaths, around 4 o'clock, after officers had left the scene, 32-year-old Daryl Yarber was found shot dead on Horton Avenue, just south of Burton Street Southeast. The medical examiner has ruled all 3 deaths as homicides. Winstrom believes these shootings were targeted and do not appear to be random. Winstrom can't say for sure if these incidents are related, but he guesses they probably are based on his experience. Police have also recovered a vehicle of interest, a Jeep SUV. They're still trying to figure out how it's connected to all of this. Finally, police have not located any possible suspects. So if you know anything, please contact Grand Rapids.
Jesus.
Terribly sad. And it gets even sadder with the next clip because you're going to see on the next clip the young lady being thrown out of the car onto the street. They do have it blurred out, but they are telling us that's what happened. This situation was very sad to me. I do know about Kenwood. Me and Pooley stayed in Kenwood when we was in Grand Rapids. And for something like this, so tragic that happened, to leave these people in the street, that's what touched me the most. They were in the street. Anybody's child could have seen this. Anybody, kids walking to school could have seen this. They're literally just laying in the street. Then you have the 2-year-old walking around covered in blood. Could have got hit by a car. Y'all just let him on out the car. Go on about your business, little boy. Thank God. Thank God y'all didn't kill him. But, like, what was y'all thinking in Grand Rapids?
I don't know what they thinking, man. They out here. That's like a total disregard for even just a human body, like a human person. You know what I'm saying? Like a human.
Exactly.
And to have that kind of energy is very demonic, man. That's crazy. Just to like throw someone out as if they're a piece of trash.
That's exactly how they did her. Now, I don't have it on these clips, but on one, because there was a lot of clips on this. On one of the other clips, the officer said that he's not sure if this was all related as far as all three of them. He said, but he's more than sure that it was related. And Jason, what he's thinking is that the two that got killed, the third person that they found could have been retaliation. So the streets got to him before police could get to him. That's what they're assuming. But we're gonna look back at it. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna revisit this story to get all the details, once it comes out. But here is the next clip.
That was so unexpected, and I never have seen something like that in my life before.
Because this is absolutely insane. 3 murders in one day.
Now at 10, police in Grand Rapids are working to solve 3 homicides that happened within just hours of each other. All the victims were found in the same neighborhood, 2 of them just blocks from one another, where video appears to depict a body being thrown from a vehicle. And new tonight, officers have found a vehicle of interest in connection to the investigation. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. I'm Josh Berry. As officials work to figure out who killed the victims, people who live in the area are concerned about the violence happening in their community, all in broad daylight. Our Jamie Sherrod joins us live with the very latest on this investigation. Jamie.
Yeah, Josh, this all started earlier this morning and continues to unfold tonight. As you just mentioned, not too long ago, police discovered a vehicle of interest in those homicides. Tonight, no arrests have been made, but the situation remains fluid. So let's take a look at how we got here. Grand Rapids police were first called to the southeast side around 10:30 Monday morning. They found the body of a man on Horton just off of Burton. Fox 17 did speak with the neighbor who attempted CPR and says the discovery was shocking.
So or hear anything, because we were talking to the neighbors. They're just, in front of where that happened, and nobody heard any gunshot.
Almost a quarter-mile away on Melville and Francis, police found another body, this one a female victim. A homeowner near where the woman was discovered caught this video on her home security system. She believes it shows the woman's body being thrown from a vehicle, but police have yet to confirm it.
A lot of neighbors have come out in support and asked what they can do to help for this tragedy.
As investigators were looking into the first 2 homicides, a third body was found nearby a few hours later. Fox 17 crews heard several shots fired just before 4 p.m. on the same block where the other victims were found, with police confirming the body of a young man found in the 2000 block of Horton. All 3 of these incidents happening in broad daylight.
Now, I will say these don't appear to be random at all. We haven't pieced together exactly how they fit together, but I don't think there's any danger to the community at large.
Then around 7:40 Monday night, a black SUV was found in the 1000 block of Sherman Street. Police say it matches the vehicle of interest in the homicides from earlier. They say it was unoccupied at the time. As the investigation continues, Chief Winstrom urging the community to speak up if they know anything.
You're going to see a lot of police here for the foreseeable future, and we expect the public, especially in this neighborhood, to be extra vigilant. If you see something, say something. We are looking for the public's help. We've had a lot of support from this community coming out. They want this place to be safe.
Again, no arrests have been made in connection to any of those deaths, and the victims have not been identified. Of course, if you know anything, call the Grand Rapids Police Department, or you can submit an anonymous tip to Silent Observer. That number is at the bottom of your screen.
We now know the names of the 3 people found dead in Burton Heights yesterday.
One of the worst days of violence that police have seen in years. We do have team coverage for you tonight. We want to begin with News 8's Byron Tallefson, who has the latest developments. Byron.
Brian and Sue, the Grand Rapids police chief says it's so much violence, so close to each other in time and location, that it's difficult to comprehend as he tries to find answers. 3 people found dead within hours in blocks of one another in Burton Heights. It's a stretch of violence that police haven't seen in Grand Rapids in more than a decade.
In some ways, you can think of it as what are the chances that lightning strikes in the same place twice. It's very rare for a murder to happen in literally the same place within maybe 100 feet or so, 200 feet at the most. Twice within a 5-hour period. Extremely unusual.
The first 2 found dead were boyfriend and girlfriend, according to her family. Around 11 Monday morning, the body of 19-year-old Malik Eubanks was discovered on Melville Street, near Francis Avenue Southeast. Not long after, they found the body of his girlfriend, 20-year-old Anaya Rodriguez, just down Horton Avenue. But that wasn't all. Police were then told that Eubanks' 2-year-old son was wandering in the street a mile away, covered in blood.
Likely driving in a car with him because he was covered in blood, likely witnessed his father being killed and was right there when it happened. So an unforgivable act, in my opinion.
The child was soon returned to his mother, and he is okay.
I'm sure that it was such a traumatic experience that it will be with him for the rest of his life.
A few hours after the first 2 bodies were found, and after police left the scene, things got even worse. Just several houses down the road, another man, 32-year-old Daryl Yarber, found shot dead on Horton Avenue, just south of Burton Street. The medical examiner has now ruled all 3 deaths as homicides.
I heard from the community yesterday that out there on the street on Horton that violent crime is not acceptable to them. It's not acceptable anywhere in the city of Grand Rapids, but that community is not going to tolerate it.
Our entire community of Grand Rapids should be concerned. Not just Garfield Park Neighborhoods Association. This is a community concern.
In the spring, people living in Burton Heights came to the Garfield Park Neighborhoods Association worried about more violence in the area. So last month, the Neighborhood Association held a block party to bring people together and focus on solutions. But now, 3 killings in one day has rocked this neighborhood.
People are afraid because this has happened. They're not feeling safe because this has happened.
Chief Eric Winstrom doesn't think there's a threat to the public. He believes these killings were targeted. He also believes, based on his experience, the deaths were related, although he can't say that for sure. But what he does know is that someone knows something.
For something to happen in broad daylight in a neighborhood with a lot of residents out, we know there are witnesses. We know there are people with more information.
Winstrom says police will find whoever did this and hold them accountable and find justice for the lives lost too soon.
It's not just about finding the killers and throwing them in prison, which I fully intend to do. It's about sending the message that we hold life precious in this city. We are not going to ever become numb to gun violence here.
Byron, thank you. Family described Anaya Rodriguez as beautiful, sweet, and loving.
Her family said Rodriguez and Eubanks were boyfriend and girlfriend.
Target 8 investigator Susan Samples spoke with family and friends of both victims today. Susan.
20-year-old Anaya Rodriguez was a competitive cheerleader all 4 years at East Kentwood High School. She was the flyer for cheerleading stunts. Malik Eubanks, according to the mother of his child, was a good person who always tried to be the best father to his son. I sat down with Anaya's family today at their home in Kentwood. They told me, quote, "We just want her remembered for the beautiful person she is. They called her a precious blessing who is dearly loved, and they will not let her loving spirit die with this tragedy." Her mom said Rodriguez never hurt anyone, had never been in any fights. Rodriguez was a varsity cheerleader all 4 years in East Kentwood. She went to GRCC and worked for a time as a dietary aide at a retirement home. But her family said since high school, Rodriguez had started hanging out with a different group of people. 19-year-old Malik Eubanks was a father. It was his 2-year-old son who was found wandering the streets after likely witnessing his dad being shot to death and his dad's girlfriend, according to her family. The mother of that child, Crystal Ayala, told me she believes Malik Eubanks saved their son's life, and his son sees his dad as a hero. Ayala said she doesn't want Eubanks blamed for this. She said Eubanks and Rodriguez and her child were just in the wrong place at the wrong time. She said Eubanks wanted to be a rapper, was trying to achieve success for his son, had a great personality, and was always there for people.
Well, I know Janai and her mama is very upset, and I'm sure the young man's family is upset too. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying it in no mean, horrible way. But for this young lady to apparently didn't have any kids, dating somebody that do got kids, and top person in their school with cheerleading, very, very young.
Mhm.
And here you are with your boyfriend, and you get killed and thrown out of the car.
That's crazy.
You see what I'm saying? Like, they probably did all that they can to raise her the right way. And it looks like she was raised the right way. You know? She just messed around and got with the wrong crowd.
Wrong. Yeah.
We got to make sure we say it. That's what they said. Her parents.
Wrong place, wrong
Wrong-
time,
wrong
wrong people.
Yeah, exactly. So we are about to move on. That was the last clip for that. We got 3 more clips to go, and then we're out of here, y'all. We will be out of here, so we should be done by 10:30, but Eastern time. Here we go.
Is now in jail charged with the beating death of a 2-year-old child. We're talking about Kiana Davis. She was arrested last week in the Warner Robins area. That's about 100 miles south of Atlanta. Davis is accused of beating the toddler back in November of 2020. One other person is also accused in this murder, but they have not been arrested yet. Now, Davis has been a teacher at Seckinger High School in Beaufort. In a letter to parents, the principal said that Davis had not been at school for nearly 2 weeks and will not be allowed on the campus while this situation remains unresolved.
Story: a Gwinnett County teacher is accused of beating a toddler to death. And she continued to work in a classroom with other children during the investigation, which lasted 3 years. Channel 2's Taisha Fernandez, live now in Gwinnett County. Taisha, you asked investigators a question many people at home might be thinking now: why it took so long to charge the teacher with murder.
George, this child was killed 3 years ago down in Houston County, which is near Macon. And today I spoke to the DA down there in Houston, and he said part of the reason why this took so long is because they've been waiting for the autopsy from the GBI. This photo shows a Warner Robins police officer arresting a Gwinnett County teacher, Kiana Davis, on murder charges. She's wearing a sweatshirt that says Seckinger High School, and we confirmed she is a teacher at the Beaufort School, but she won't be in the classroom for a while. According to this warrant, Kiana Davis and a male suspect are accused of beating a 2-year-old boy to death. It happened back in November of 2020. Police say they beat the child with an object so badly they lacerated his liver. 3 years later, a grand jury indicted Davis on 3 charges: malice murder, felony murder, and cruelty to children in the first degree. We knocked on her apartment door in Norcross, hoping to speak with relatives. We know that Davis is being held in jail until her bond hearing. A spokesperson with the Gwinnett County School District said they hired Davis back in 2021. She taught at Peachtree Ridge High School for 1 year. Then she transferred to Seckinger High School, where she worked until police arrested her on murder charges. Today, I reached out to the Gwinnett County School District to ask them if they ran a criminal background check on this teacher, and if they did this investigation come up? I'm still waiting to hear back, and we will continue to work to find out.
I can answer that. No. It don't take a rocket scientist to answer that question. You know, sometimes you just know what question not to ask. You could be to ask a whole nother question that's more important than a question like that. Apparently, they didn't know. Apparently, they didn't do their job. There's no way this woman should have been working in anybody's school.
Exactly.
I don't care what autopsy they waiting on. I don't care if the autopsy took 10 years. She should not be around kids for the next 10 years.
Period.
If it took
Ever.
10 years for the autopsy. No, I'm talking about for the autopsy to come back.
Oh, right.
That's what they was waiting on, the autopsy. So if you're waiting on the autopsy to come back, if it takes 10 years, she should not be teaching for 10 years. Shit. She shouldn't even be around her own kids. And I'm just being honest. This is ridiculous. You don't put your hands on other folks' kids. And then it's you and a man. It took both of y'all for a 2-year-old? Really?
Right. That's crazy.
Now I know it's some bad 2-year-olds out there, y'all.
But ain't nothing that bad. You're a grown woman. You're a grown person.
Thank you. Like, why did they lacerated his liver by beating him so bad? And you was able to get a work check for 3 years? Girl, bad. That don't even sound right to me. That don't sound right to me at all. Hey, Sandra. We got Sandra, BG, Amber, John Dale. We got Josette. We got Mama Peach. I see you, Kimberly, out there, girl. Sparkle Whitehead. We got Gretchen in the building. I see Stu Baker. Hey, Stu. And hey, Paula. I see y'all out there. What it do, what it do, what it do. All right, y'all. We finna move on to our last clip for the night. The 15-year-old that killed the student. Here we go.
Police say that teen was shot in the parking lot of this high school right in front of his mother and later died at the hospital. Now this community is questioning why this happened.
We have to do better, and we owe it to our youth to lead the way in doing that.
IMPD officers say the shooting outside Kip Indy Legacy High School was targeted. Police just confirmed they are arresting a 15-year-old boy for murder. They say he's not a student at the school. Kareem Hines mentors young people in the community through his New Boy program. He says this kind of gun violence is happening too often.
I'm sad, I'm anxious, still feel chills just talking about it. I can't imagine a kid leaving school with his mom and something like that happens.
Hines knows the effect it's having on young people.
It's disheartening because our kids are not scared to die. They're not. I tell you what, they are scared to live. It's become so normal to them.
Police tell us what happened here is unacceptable.
We have to come together as a community and develop solutions that take guns out of the hands of youth and prevent acts like this.
But to do that, Hines says you must also pinpoint where the guns are coming from.
A young man told me I could get a gun within 20 minutes of getting on the phone with somebody. He was 14 years old.
Hines says young people need an alternative options to guns.
We have to surround them in every facet possible with images, with visualization. We have to give them positive affirmations. We have to come down to their level and lift them up.
A sentiment officers hope will keep them from responding to other incidents like this.
We have to wrap our arms around our youth. We have to open our hearts. Violence is preventable. And as a community, it's our responsibility to come together and stop incidents like this from occurring.
School administrators say they will have on-campus support on Monday for the students dealing with this tragedy. In Indianapolis.
All right, y'all, we are back. Jason having some issues with his Wi-Fi. But back to the story. One thing that this young man said that stood out to me, the black man, was that the youth now, they're not afraid to die, but they are afraid to live. That got to be the most scariest shit I've ever heard. I'm just being honest. Like, a majority of us are scared to die. Even though we know if we're going to heaven, it's gonna be the best thing ever. Best thing ever, I was always taught. But to be afraid to live and not be afraid to die, it's crazy to me. We should be able to live in a world of not being fearful, of being able to walk out our doors. And a lot of us are, not just these young people, you know. A lot of us, we're scared to live on this earth. You know what I'm saying? But we try to push through. We still got to go to grocery stores. Still got to go to the mall and whatever, you know what I'm saying? Even though we can order online. But, you know, sometimes it's still okay to go there. We still go to restaurants. You know what I'm saying? And anything can happen to us at any given time while we're out at these places. Whether it's targeted for us or we are innocent bystanders. So I get it, but it's just scary hearing him say it. You know what I'm saying? So all I can say is continue to pray for our world.
Absolutely.
Continue to pray for these young people. And continue to pray for the adults with mental health issues. Because if you're an adult, you should know right from wrong. Teenagers should too. But a lot of teenagers follow the wrong crowds.
Mm-hmm.
As an adult, you shouldn't follow nobody's crowd. You should be a leader, have your own crowd doing something positive.
That
But if
part.
you got mental health issues or you crazy, we need to pray for them folks. Pray that they, and especially killers, to get their asses off the streets so that we can live a nice, happy life.
Oh my gosh.
The rest of our life. Now, Jason, anything you want to say before we get out of here tonight?
No, you already know, man. Make sure you guys are following us. For sure, my platform and hers, you know what I'm saying, separately. But not only that, go download the Roku app ASAP Rocky. Go download the Roku app ASAP Rocky. So then that way you follow us on Roku, know when the show is going live, and then also more importantly, hit us up on YouTube. You know what I'm saying? Hit the subscribe button, hit that thumbs up, and also hit the bell notification so when we go live, you're fully notified, and then so you can pull up and say, what up, though? You know what I'm saying? But before we get up out of here, man, you know, follow me over on TikTok. That's CTV Radio. You know what I'm saying? CTV, Catch This Vibe Radio. We go live just about every single day. Got some dope stuff happening over there, so stay tuned for that. But not only that, continue to be your absolute best, because being empowered starts today. We live life, we love unconditionally, and we seek growth. When we do all three of those, we're in our alpha state. So stay primal and get after it. Last but not least, protect your peace and drink water. Protect your peace and drink water. When you follow the footsteps of God, life is automatically going to do its thing and be great to you. So with that, I'm out. Peace.
And I'm going to add my part to that. If you do your part, God will take care of the rest, baby.
Ooh, there it is.
I know. Okay. Trust me, I know. He will definitely take care of the rest. And soon and very soon. Soon and very soon.
I was just about to start singing it.
Yeah, you know, I have to do it every time.
Gonna see the king.
Well, Jason is a king. but that's not who they talk about in that
Not
story.
that king, right?
But soon and very soon, Jason will be bringing his CTV Radio interviews and everything he do over there at CTV Radio to PGT Time on Roku TV Network. So we are looking for others. We are looking for others to build this network. Hey, you never know. You never know when Oprah Winfrey gonna say, I love that network. Let me go ahead and bring it on over to cable TV. You never know. So I'm telling y'all, get down with the get down. Okay? Hit me up, email me, DM me, message me through Facebook. Whichever way you got to get at me so you can have your platform on PGT Time. Okay? On PGT Time Network, that is. On Roku TV. All right, y'all. Well, we are out of here. I love you guys so much. And y'all have a blessed, continuously week. And I will see you guys on tomorrow, 1:00 p.m. Eastern Time, y'all, for a dose of peach. All right. Bye. Oh, there you go.
PGT Time is for the culture. If you or someone you know that has dealt with the death of a loved one due to gun violence, domestic violence, the prison system, or even by the police, PGT Time also provides a platform for missing person cases as well as wrongfully imprisoned inmates. Please like and share this video to get the word out, so the families can get their loved ones' stories out. Email pgttime at pgttime@gmail.com. You can also DM, inbox, or text to 470-620-9916. Thanks for watching.
PGT time. JEEZY.